Good morning, everybody. Thanks for swinging by this week. Check out another check-in. As I posted online and mentioned in my previous check-in, I did get the input and output plugins working and talking to each other. And I've also been doing some testing regarding the latency of the actual application overhead, and initial results are actually fantastic, better than I was expecting. And in most cases even faster than I can even accurately measure. So I'm continuing to move forward on the mapping kind of middle layer with a direct thought towards the latency and trying to keep that down. So that's one of the things that I'm working on this week. Another is actually having the input and output plugins both talking to each other has given me my first opportunity to test the settings classes and settings kind of the models and views and all that in an actual working environment. And aside from some initial bugs, the actual outcome is actually very promising. Everything seems to be working fine. There's a couple things I need to track down regarding the profiles and combo boxes and stuff like that, but I have a feeling that's due to the code that I've written that kind of keeps everything in sync with the file system as opposed to just application bugs. So I'm going to have to do some tweaking there to make sure that everything stays up to date between the information you're seeing, the information that's actually stored in the application, and the information that's serialized and stored in the file system. So I got to continue to work on that. There's a little bit of a disconnect as to what you're seeing and what's actually stored in the file system. I was having an issue where I was deleting profiles and they were still showing up in drop-down boxes, or I was changing the names of profiles and they were still showing up with the old name. So I'm going to continue to work on that bug. I have a feeling it's something pretty simple though. Other than that, I think I'm going to start releasing like a more regular build, like almost a nightly build, maybe a bi-nightly, for nights that I actually put in changes on it. And I'm just going to try to figure out the best way to upload and distribute that, as well as some sort of a notification system, or a kind of like a subscription for people that want to have the latest alphas and try it out, as opposed to people that want the more stable alphas that I release like maybe once a month. So I'm going to try to figure out a system to get those out to people. It'll be especially helpful for anybody that wants to help me develop plugins, as I think I have that down solid enough where people can start taking a look at it. Even though I don't have any official documentation yet, I am going to open source the plugins that I have so far, and people can use that as kind of a reference to hopefully either backwards engineer the plugins I've already written, or actually they won't need a backwards engineer, I'm releasing the source, but to kind of get a sense of the framework that I'm writing. Or I mean, like I said, I'm available in the forums. If people have specific questions and want to write plugins. Other than that, I just don't have the time yet to actually write up documentation. Things are too fluid still anyways. Hopefully that's coming pretty shortly though, now that I'm hammering stuff down a lot more. Other than that, guys, that's about it. I still have a couple other things that I'm working on that I want to release as soon as possible. But as far as InputMapper and this new 1.7 build is going, hopefully I can have something to you guys in the way of a stable, more monthly kind of build then in the coming days, as soon as I track down these bugs with the profiles and settings. All right, guys, have a good one.